Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today has been kind of an uproar, kind of an uproar over on Discord. Uh, Reddit, Discord, Facebook, like every single part of the platform has been going absolutely nuts. For starters, there's a lot of talk about Peggy, and Peggy is it's a protection for children for gambling and everything else. And some of the talks that they're talking about is like Wiss and a couple of the other people over on the official World of Tanks. They're talking about complaining and misstating legal items, whatever, which is not true. Santot. It has been a very crazy day over on the Discord with a lot of these people just chatting about it, and it is it's nuts. Over inside of my Discord, we were talking about a couple of things, and on gonna try and keep everyone a little bit private inside my Discord. They said that I'm allowed to share them and show off who they are, but I'm gonna keep that a little bit in the private end of things, just because I want to be nice to people, not really worry about it, because it is kind of a little bit insane. But for things that are currently going on, a couple of the UK pieces that are popping up, like Yesy UK enforces the PEGI 12, 16, and 18 ratings are legally enforced, which means realtors cannot sell or hire hire these games to those below the ages. However, the only applies to realtors and does not stop adult or someone older from buying the games for a child. So a lot of the things that have been getting brought up and people have been talking about it is today's been nuts. These war chests that have come out. Um, we were looking at them. I was looking at them this morning, and a couple of things that we're talking about was like 24,000 gold to get one of the Mystic War chests, and I thought that what they were talking about was you had to spend 24,000 gold on each individual box, and then it was guaranteed to have a tank. Thing is the amount of money that you put into the game and everything else, it's a little bit irritating. Currently, this popped up in front of me whenever I first loaded up the game because it's been a second since I jumped on, jumped off. I was comparing it to something else. But coming over to the war chests, we get our free daily. Don't forget to redeem yours and pop yours, and never get that premium day that apparently they says inside there, but I never get it. They all cost gold currently. Originally we had our general war chest, we had our sergeant war chest, we had our private war chest, whatever it's called, and everything else. Those are not in the game at the moment, which is another topic that people are talking about because I would spend $100 on general war chests and I would sometimes get back $400 in gold. And if I would have known that this event was coming up, that's might have been what I would have done prior. But since there's no transparency from Wargaming, they were all like, we're going to remove everything. The Ice Queen, it's going to be 30 this, it's going to be $37. And inside the Ice Queen, it's just commanders and a couple of other things. So bringing you back over to desktop. The new Ice Queen War Chest exclusive drops inside. I'm pretty sure this has been brought up a lot today. But the part that really confused me and made me giggle a little bit is looking over here at the 0.5% chance to get the custom 9 perk crew, which is the custom Ice Queen right here. Um, Looking at her on the outside, it's just, come on, man. Come on. But coming down, looking here, you see 2D standards, and a couple of the Discord sites that have shown this off is this is the only thing that they showed off on these sites. And this right here, whenever you look at it, you think, oh, Commander, premium tank, a 1% drop chance. And then you put down the money to try and get that hero commander. And currently over on Discord, there's a guy that has already, he bought 300 of these chests, 300 of them, and he did not get this commander yet, like this commander right here. And I'd be a little bit upset too, because I mean that's three that's a lot of freaking war chests to open up, man. That, and to not get it because of the super low drop chance. And then I mean, don't get me wrong. Like the Nutcracker, which this is the core that you can get for decorations, and then 2D commanders, which are just like JPEGs teared off of Google or whatever it is. Because personally, a lot of these you can probably find in Google nowadays. Maybe not. These are probably custom made for wargaming years ago, but they're all over Google now. Jumping over to the Winter Fest event, Mythic chests and everything else, it is a little bit outrageous because you'll buy the silver and then inside the game to see the drop tables you have to go to the website, and we all know how your Xbox loads the websites. It takes a year and a half. So the Yule war chest right here, it only has a 0.5% chance to give you a Mystic war chest. And the Mystic war chest is the chest that people want right now because it contains the new tank. Personally, if I had to spend 24,000 silver to even have a chance to even try and get a new tank, and I ended up with like a TS50, a TS54 known as the double tap. By the way, that is the worst tier 9 in game. That thing is absolutely useless. There's no value to that tank at all. It is complete and utter trash. Just, you're better off throwing it in the garbage or just keeping it to try and get gold from another box that you can get your hands on. But sadly, tier 9s nowadays, they don't pay back gold, they give you back silver. So even having that tank, it kind of feels like a hindrance nowadays more than a benefit. So coming down to get a silver war chest out of these as well, it's a 20% chance. So, 1 out of 5, you should be getting your hands on a silver war chest. But over here on the site, 200 snowballs, guaranteed bonus of 200 snowballs. On the website, so far, I don't see gold costs anywhere in how much the Yule war chest is selling for. I've looked over it a couple times. I could be blind. Somebody in the comments, let me know if I'm blind and I'm not able to find it. But you have to come over into the game and to look at the Yule war chest, which is 250. Then they get 25 of them is 6,250. Along with that, with the standard Ice Queen war chest that's currently in the game, it's only offering like 200 gold, 100 gold, 300 gold per drop. While with the general war chests and everything else, you'd be seeing much bigger drops in terms of gold. So they kind of removed a way that most people are trying to get their hands on gold to be able to do things the way that they want to be able to do it, and they're giving us the finger essentially. Yeah, dude, I look at this and I laugh so freaking hard. Premium tank, you got a 7% chance, 7.64, which usually it's a 10% chance, but for whatever reason it's been changed. Tier 5, tier 5, tier 5, tier 5. Panzer 5-4, more cancer being thrown inside the lower tier matchmaking, and a decent amount of tier 8s that are coming up with the Agula, the Hawk 30, Dragon, Lancensee, the Batchat, the Ragnarok T-34, which is a special tank. These two tanks right here, it's kind of irritating to see the Crimson tanks that are usually only sold once a year as a bundle inside the war chest, which means anyone who bought those bundles now get the finger because it's inside the chest. Same thing about the Earthshaker. I mean, don't get me wrong, Earthshaker was given away a little while ago, so a lot of people that have this, if you do get this back, you're going to get gold for it, which hopefully you're getting gold for it. And then to see that the Object 283 is also inside the silver pack as well so far. Or is this the Yule pack going further down? Silver war chest. To get a Mystic, 2.5%. Whole 2% increase. But it's also 600 gold now, jumping into tier 2. Tier 2 premium subscriber bonus, like spend that extra $40 a month rather than the you're paying $7 and then they put a $2 add-on so you get rid of ads again. Well, that's the whole reason why you were paying the $7 to begin with. You don't want to pay $10 now to get rid of ads. You just cancel your subscription and completely ignore that website that you've been using for the past like 10 years now because of what they did. So premium account days, you get 3, 7 to 30 days. It is the same odds, almost the same odds as the premium tanks from the previous packs. Silver bonuses, 1.25 to 1.5 silver bonus. Honestly, this to me is useless. I don't know why we had the 1.25 and then the 0.5. 0.25, get rid of that, please. Give us the 1.5s, make them a lot more common inside the game for free-to-play players and everything else, and then give people who are spending money the 2 times bonuses, because this is just a joke. 10% chance to get something you have a collection of like 500 of. Commander XP bonuses, camo vouchers, 3D commanders. And here's another thing, 3D commanders, 2.35%. Yet, if you don't read the website, you won't know that the Ice Queen is only obtainable inside of the paid ones. Mystic War Chest right here, 2.5% odd. Someone did the math on it and they said that if you wanted to get your hands on everything that the chests had to offer, you would have to open like 1,000 and something of these silver war chests to be able to obtain every single item inside of them. I could be wrong on that number. In all honesty, I think I actually am wrong. It's somewhere inside of our little chat that we were doing earlier today. I'll see if I can find it real fast and correct myself if I can. All right, I'll have to look around for that for a little while. But a good guy that I've been chatting with quite a bit, he decided to make a little bit of a spreadsheet here to be able to go over this. So if you guys want to pause this, take a look. You'll be able to pause, take a look, and see. He put some time into this to really try and get an idea. But it so far, the Kampfpanzer 07PE is technically a little bit ridiculous at the moment. And the reason why is because with the base variation of this tank, you can see the plow in front of the tank currently. And then if you also decide to equip the skin, where'd the plow go? So now you're going to have a lot of people who see this and then they think, oh, I can go through that front plate without much of an issue. It's just a Leopard 1 hull. Then they fire at it and then they realize, wait a minute, where's the plow? Because the plow on the premium camo is now removed. So for people later down the future, that's not during the Christmas event that get this tank, characteristics of the tank were changed with the skin. The same thing about the Arachnid, the Tier 9 American medium tank, that if I want to get my hands on the actual base version of this tank, I have to spend another, I think it's like 4,000 gold or whatever it is, just to remove the spider. And the spider, in my opinion, is absolutely ugly. But then once you put on the separate skin of the tank, looking at the armor viewer on top of this, there's no hatch. But once you put the skin on the tank and you actually have the other variation of the skin, it looks like this. There's a hatch in the back. The thing is, the hatch is technically not there. So whenever you play the Arachnid and you have the skin on it, it's not there at all. The hatch is physically in your line of sight, but the hatch doesn't actually exist. So now we have them popping out new skins coming out into the game, and this is now what they look like, to where it's completely redesigning the tank to give it something completely different. And then talking about the Peggy 18, if you want to pause this or even look it up yourself and then decide from your own personal opinion on if you agree with this or not. Personally, I kind of feel like it's really pushing the border on the Peggy 18. I really think it's pushing that border limit. It's really, really close. And it's a little bit ridiculous to be seeing that. But coming further down, the full collection inside this, if you don't own any of the tanks inside of the Mystic War Chest, a 0.10%, I thought it was a 1%, but a 0.10% chance, which means that the drop rate inside this, don't even think about this drop rate. This drop rate has no value whatsoever. This is the only comparison that I actually could think about was the elite R&D packs coming from Star Trek Online. You can calculate with a collective probability, and this is over 8 years ago, keep in mind. Like this has been around for a long time on what people were talking about for this. But I just messed up. All right, yeah, okay. I brought it partially back, but it's all right. But whenever I looked at the boxes inside the silver and then the mystic and everything else, it made me think of Star Trek Online for the elite R&D packs, because originally, you'd spend $250 on a box. Nowadays it's like $4 a box, but the odds are a little bit better compared to what it was a couple of years ago. And you would end up buying like 70, 80, 90, 120, 200 of these elite R&D packs inside the game, just to have a chance, $8,700 per ship, and whenever I look over at the new chests that are coming out over on World of Tanks now, And I'm looking at it, I think to myself of back whenever the Elite R&D first came out over on console for Star Trek Online, and I remember dropping $500 and only getting like 2 ships out of that. And now I'm looking at the I'm looking at World of Tanks now, and the same concept is coming to mind that it's an entire gambling system going through it where they want you to spend $200-300 just to have a small chance of getting one of these tanks, and you need to make sure that you're buying the right chest to have the highest odds to be able to obtain it. And that is a little ridiculous inside my eyes. I don't agree with any of it. A lot of this today was kind of done really fast. This wasn't really going to be long because I have people pushing me to move quick today for whatever reason. Makes me want to go throw a chair out the freaking window. And Wargaming makes me want to just completely sell my Xbox because they have no idea what they're doing or anything else. Not to mention the snowballs inside the snowball matches. You're making 20 a match, average of 5 minutes a match. That's some math I have to do real fast. All right. Let's say that for the snowball matchmaking, let's say it's 3 minutes a match. So we'll do 3.0. Crap. Give me a second. I'm having a brain fart. All right. Let's say per hour, you're doing 20 matches. Let's say each match is maybe in the range of 3 minutes, just to give a rough estimate. You know, like some of the matches might be running faster. Some of them might be running into a timeout zone, but you're going to be making 400 snowballs an hour. And then let's say 25,000 is what you need divided by 400. It's going to be 62 hours, 62 and a half hours estimated to be able to complete this, which means that if you have 3 hours a day, and on average it is currently, there is 21 days left in December. So we got 21 days left in December. You're going to need to at least put in an average of 3.5 hours per day, plus an extra couple matches, maybe 3 hours and 40 minutes a day, starting today until the end of December to be able to get the snowballs that you need to be able to purchase the new Tier 9 tank for snowballs inside of the Winterfest for the tank collection. So it's either you're going to have to spend your entire weekend, the entire thing that you're doing to be able to get your hands on the Object 283. And if you want my honest opinion on this tank, I have it on PC. It's not exactly the best tank. A lot of people, they talk about it a little bit, but its turret is extremely weak. The heat's going to be able to tear right through if not too many issues. It honestly isn't really that good of a tank. Plus, I believe you got AP and heat. 237 standard, 330 heat pin. That's not too bad. Terrain resistance, very good terrain resistance. Good power to weight. It's gonna be a medium of a medium. That's basically how it's just gonna be performing the entire time. It's just a medium tank. But back to the Mystic War Chest. The odds of getting the chest is 0.5% inside of the Yule. Inside the silver, 2.5% chance of getting it. Then, not just that, you now have an entire list of tanks to contend with to be able to even have a chance of getting the Companzer 7, which means you either need to open a crap load of the Ice Warrior, Ice whatever it's called, war chest to be able to get your hands on the Ice Queen war chest and get your hands on the 283 and whatever the heck the T-54D is, which I don't even think is, that's not even World War II. You see, if I got the T-54D, to me, I'd just be sitting there all like, okay, that's a waste. I'm never going to play it. I'm never going to use it. I don't play Cold War. I've played Cold War, and I'll tell you now, I would rather play War Thunder all day because at least the matchmaking inside that I enjoy. Everything else, no. World of Tanks to me, it's arcade Cold War. It is pure arcade mode on War Thunder. And War Thunder is a lot cheaper to play. Coming back, you'd have to really grind out to get the Object 283 if you own everything prior to this, because there's also the Nemesis main battle tank, which is another bad tier 10. That's supposed to be a medium tank, but they made it a heavy tank because, you know, they're wargaming console. They got big brains. They know exactly what they're doing. Then you get the Compouncer 07PE, which with the skin on it, it removes the plow, it removes a little bit of a visual effect. So now people have no idea where they're aiming at on the tank, making it, I don't know what the heck Wargaming's doing, but clearly they have absolutely no idea how to make a skin properly or do anything properly. It just, by this point, I don't believe in them. I used to be nice. I used to be a guy that would talk highly and be like, give them the benefit of the doubt. You know, be nice about it. Give them some time. And nowadays, personally, I kind of just absolutely don't get in the slightest because it's just like, I'm just sick of everything that they're doing because they have no idea what they're doing. So to get the Composer 7, the chances of it, well, you have one in however many of these you don't own. Plus, you have the either 0.5% chance for 250 gold, or you get the 2.5% premium chance if you spend 600 gold a pack. And to buy 20 silvers, that's $50 in terms of the amount that you're going to be spending, 12,000 gold compared to the 6,250. I mean, honestly, whenever you kind of go in between, the better value would be the silver, hands down, for that 2.5. But if you're kind of just looking for supply, you would go for the Yule. But even by then, you're just giving yourself worse odds than going after the silver war chest. But the 20% chance from the Yule to get silver war chest, a 1 in 5 opportunity inside of the Yule, maybe it's better. The fact is, by this point, none of it's better because it costs gold and it costs money, and it is absolutely ridiculous on how it's set up currently. Because if you spend 24,000 gold to have a chance of getting one, and then you end up getting the TS54 double tap, you just got the worst tier 9 in the game that's going to give you some of the worst experiences inside the game, and you spent $100 to get it, while the tank is only worth 14,000 gold. So there, in my eyes, there's absolutely no value there whatsoever. I'm probably not even going to be buying any of the Ice Queen war chests, even with my bonus. With my bonus, you want to know the one thing that comes to my mind? Well, you see, for me, I'm thinking about buying a 4570 Wrangler. I think Wrangler is wrong. Yeah. 4570. Right, that's a Jeep. Why am I thinking about Jeeps at this point? Uh, but 4570 for me, it's like I'm thinking about buying this. Not this one specifically. That's like a $4,000 variant of the gun, but that's what I'm thinking about putting my money down on. Something to actually use on a weekends and go deaf from, because to me that sounds fun rather than gambling all day with war chests. Because by this point in time, this is gambling, and it is ridiculous on the amount that they are trying to suck out of the player base at this current point in time. I don't think this has any value anymore. This is garbage that is sitting in front of me at this moment. Looking at these war chests. If you guys want, dude, go check out the Discord. It has been an absolute show all day long over on the Discord. It has blown me away to read through some of the stuff that they're talking about. It's just damage control after damage control after damage control, and you can only sit down and read so much before you feel like the world is devolving into idiocracy. And I'm probably going to watch that movie after this because it's funny. Unfortunately, the way it's affecting World of Tanks with the idiocracy coming here, it's sad. Anyways, you guys, thank you for jumping in. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Hopefully, we have better things to share rather than talking about the BS in war chests and everything else. And you can probably see how red my lips are. They are also really chapped. Anyways, until next time, you guys, take it easy. I'm out of here.